How's it going, everybody? This is TheMrDarkPhoenix back with yet another episode of Dead or Alive 5, the Online Warrior. And here we have my journey through DOA, the only way that I know how to do it, through myself. Here I get mirror matched again with another Kokoro, so just to differentiate, my opponent has the black kimono and I have the regular white with the flowers. So that's how you differentiate yourself from that. I remember an episode or two ago, I mentioned how you feel about being mirror matched, and I said, and I've always said, it's a double-edged sword for me because it's make or break. It's what you know versus what you don't know versus what you've never fought against versus what your opponent knows that you don't, and vice versa, and back and forth. But throughout this series, this is what, episode 6? It's episode 6 of the Online Warrior. And I'm going to show what I've learned, because I'm serious about everything that I've been telling you guys. You know, I'm serious about getting better. I'm serious about bringing you guys not the highest quality, but not the lowest quality either, because I want you guys to see me learn, and I want you guys to learn along with me. So here, I do a lot of worthy stuff here. I'm patient. I'm doing my combos, and I'm just waiting, for my opponent to do anything. I'm just blocking, and I'm just all around, and I'm just doing stuff. The only thing that cost me that first match was I got too eager again, and that's something that I can't stress enough to you guys, is that if you get too cocky, and even when your opponent's health is at the lowest slither, you could still be defeated by that. So, you know, it cost me the match. You know, I was doing great up until that point, but like I said, it's not over until, you know, your opponent is KO'd, and that's something that you never sleep on your opponent ever. And, you know, I take that one from learning that, and, you know, it's really great that you guys watch me, and you guys, you know, and I really want to be more in depth. I want you guys to ask me questions. I want you guys to help me pick future topics with you on my Warrior that I can talk about and all that other stuff, because, you know, this is a community-based series that I'm doing. I'm not just doing it for myself, because I want you guys to see it, and I want you guys to take what I'm saying, my advice, and maybe you guys can give me advice as well. And so I take that match pretty convincingly with something else I learned from Kokoro, which is really good, and that too, that combo right there. I've been practicing, spending a lot of time in training mode. You know, even one of the basic things that I see people ask all the pro gamers is, you know, how can I get better at this game, or, you know, what can I do? And it's all just really simple stuff that really the game itself or common sense can tell you, and that's to pick your main and spend time in training mode. You know, do their combo training. You know, try some random stuff in the training simulator. You know, try some stuff against the computer. And do whatever you can, you know. And right there, I use a little bit of the critical and power blow, because my opponent was just doing random stuff, and at points like that, it's, you know, I was doing a lot of stuff that he didn't know about, but I took some stuff from his Kokoro also, which is, you know, what I mentioned about mirror matches, is you can learn from them, and you can learn from them if you lose, and if you win, you can still learn something, because you still taught your opponent something. You both walk away with something. Granted, you may win or lose. Even if you lose, you still walk away with something. You still walk away with a new thing to try. And there's basically what you can do is just spend most of the time in training mode. Or if you, like, I know for a while I didn't have online capabilities because I didn't have reliable internet. So I was just basically an offline warrior. I was just training in training mode. There aren't a lot of scenes here where I am. I'm in New York. So what I was just doing was I was just practicing. You know, a lot of my friends that don't play DOA, that, you know, they help me anyway. And, you know, your friends can help you also. Just because they don't play a game religiously doesn't mean that, you know, they can't teach you some things. You know, my friends have been teaching me a lot about blocking. My friends have been teaching me a lot about patience, and, you know, even like your friends, if they want to help, all they could just do is watch you play, and then they'll be like, hey, you messed up on that, or hey, you know, you can do better with that. And, you know, that's how you improve also, because my friends all the time, my friend that watches me play, he's always like, you're not blocking, you're not doing this, you know, you need to mix that up, you need to change that up. And that's the kind of advice, you know, that's the kind of, you know, support you need. If not, you know, you can, you know, you alone can do it, but, you know, you could always use another person that doesn't know much about the game to be like, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. You know, if it's so simple that they who don't understand the game can see it, then that's just something that you have to pick up on, and something you need to train on. You know, training mode is your best friend when it comes to a fighting game. Training mode is your best friend when it comes to getting better at any game, any fighting game. And see, at this point, it's neck and neck. Health again. I'm staying back. I'm being patient, and I wait for my moment to strike, and that's how I take that victory. And I've been learning a lot from previous episodes. I've been learning a lot from you guys also. And so I'm just really grateful that I find people to spar against online, and I'm really grateful that I find this newfound confidence in myself. I didn't have this confidence in myself in DOA 4. I'll admit that. But now with Dead or Alive 5, since I wanted to take Dead or Alive more seriously, and I wanted to do something, I thought, hey, why not make an online warrior series? And so that's what I did. And because of it, I have newfound confidence in myself, and it's all thanks to you guys, and it's all thanks to what I'm learning now. And, you know, it's a really great feeling to, you know, learn my blocking and my patience and doing stuff like this, waiting for my opponent to mess up from countering too much. And so just stuff like that, it makes me feel really good, because it's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to get better at Dead or Alive, and I've always wanted to hold my own against a lot of other people, and I've always wanted to go to more tournaments. So what better way to start than with being like this? You know, why not start here? Why not start and work my way up? You know, with the support of my fan base and really good friends that I have that help me play the game, and that help me in that respect. So it just basically comes down to something else, and it just basically just boils down to how serious you are about everything. And I'm really glad that I have a big support group that's helped me with this game. And it's like right now, I think I'm going against the same person. We're just sparring back and forth. I'm still the Kimono Kokoro. I haven't really unlocked a lot of costumes for her, unfortunately. It was a lot easier in DOA 4, because all you had to do was just play online, I think buy them with special kind of money or something. I forget how to unlock costumes. I'll probably look it up later. Maybe have some more costumes for her. But, you know, I'm just pretty straightforward when it comes to this. Here, I'm doing my patience of going back and forth. And I'm just waiting for my opponent, waiting for myself to do something. And it still cost me it, unfortunately. But, like I said, it's a learning experience. You know, I'm always going to learn something. I'm always going to lose based on something. It's like there's always room for improvement, and there's always room to do other things. You know, you're not, you know, you may win every time, you may not, but it's not the end of the world if you lose. And that's something else I did want to bring up. You know, don't doubt your own skills, don't doubt yourself. Just learn from it. That's all you can do. It's not your fault. You know, two people enter, one has to leave the winner. One has to win, one has to lose. There's no fighting that. Fighting games aren't based on who can get a tie or who can both win. But don't beat yourself up. It's not the end of the world. All you have to do is just go back in a training mode. There's something you can improve on. There's something you can change. And that is how you make it in a fighting game. You don't brutalize yourself just because you didn't win. You think to yourself, or you, like if you can, you watch your matches from the stream, or you watch other people, or you just focus on what you did. You re-watch your match if you can, and you just think to yourself, I didn't do this, and I didn't do that. And like I said, if you have people with you, or you have people that watch you play, just say, hey, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Make a list of your weaknesses. That's something else that helps really well. I do that as well, and I can read my list because I have my own personal DOA 5 tips. You know, write it down wherever you can. My DOA 5 tips to myself are block, combo mix-ups, patience, be unpredictable / change your rhythm, and high-low mix-ups. And that's what I've seen myself do from watching my replays and from watching everything else. So that's all if you have to, you know, write down your flaws. You know, write down what you need work on. and look at it every once in a while and think to yourself, am I doing this? Like with me, am I blocking? Yes. I'm blocking not as much, but I'm getting better at it. Am I doing better with my combo mix-ups? Yes. But like I said, it always needs improvement. Am I doing high-low mix-ups? That's leaning more towards no. Am I being unpredictable and changing my rhythm? That's leaning more towards 50-50. But am I learning better with my patience? You can see here my patience has gotten a lot better. But there's always room for improvement wherever if you write down your things. And that's how I took this match. Because I used my patience and I went for it when I had the right chance to strike. And that is all I can tell you guys. If you have to, write your flaws down. Everybody has flaws. We're not all perfect when we play the game. You know, even if we watch the pros play, 2 pros enter, 1 wins, 1 loses. Even they say, hey, I must not have done this correctly. I have to change something about my gameplay, and they just go back into training mode, or they change it up for the next match. So it can happen to anybody, guys, and that's what I want to prove with this Online Warrior series, and that's something I want to end off with. I just want to thank you guys a lot for your support and for watching, and I'm gonna catch you guys again next time when I bring you another episode of the Online Warrior. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.